about us. Think about you.
Hello, hello, hello. I see Roel is in the building. Let's get us over here on Instagram. What's going on Instagram? Can you guys hear me okay? All right, let's see where we're at. Hello, D-Lynn, what's up? Rhonda, what's going on? Great question. Excited for the show tonight. A little Halloween episode. Coal miner's daughter, what's going on? Howdy, howdy to you. Who else is with us? We're going to let a few more people come in. See Amanda's over there on Instagram. What's going on? Shout out to you, Scout and Luna. RD, what's going on? Great to see you. Tom, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for the kind words this morning. That really brightened up my day. I appreciate you, man. Love you so much, brother. Hope everyone is doing amazing today. We've got a jam-packed episode. We got a couple questions that came in throughout the week. We always appreciate those. And Doc is in the building tonight. And we're going to be taking questions. We're going to be going here for an hour or so. Looking forward to hanging out. Tabitha, what's going on? Happy Tuesday to you. I hope you've had a wonderful week so far. Can you guys see me okay? We're trying out a few new things. So let me know if I'm not ideal here. Let me know how we're doing. Celeste, what's going on? Great to see you. I miss you so much. Gosh, I need to see you soon. That has to happen. So good to see you, Celeste. Thank you for being here. Okay, you guys can hear me, see me. Cool. Debbie, what's up? Oh no. Okay, well we're gonna have to shoot some prayers up for you, Debbie. I'll bring this up to Doc once he gets in here. We're thinking about you, Debbie. Yes, yeah, I'm with you, D-Len. All right, we got some people in here. Hello. April, what's going on? Great to see you. So good to see you over here on Instagram. I need to get over to the West Knoxville office here soon and hang out. I hope you're doing amazing today. Y'all did amazing today in the office over there in West Knoxville. Patricia, what's going on? Thank you. That's awesome. Let us know what you think. The stress relief is a favorite among staff and patients. Stan, what's going on? Great to see you. Thank you. Let's see here. All right, we're getting ready to go live. Carter, what is going on? How are you? Carter's been in a couple different offices today. I believe she was between Kingsport, Johnson City, and Bristol, just, tearing up the 26 East and West. Is it 26 East and West? It is 26 East and West. Thank you for being here tonight, Carter. Grandma Mary, hello. I love you. Early, golly, we're thinking Halloween here, guys. Angie, what's up? Great to see you, Angie. So good to see you. Thank you for being here tonight. All right, we got a great crew. Tonight. If you're new to the show, let us know. Let me know where you're from. I see a bunch of the regulars here. So good to see everybody's name and faces. Edna, what's going on? So good to see you. We're getting ready here. Thank you. Allison, what's going on? Great to see you. Thank you for being here as always. Real quick, I want to put this up before Doc comes on. We did an episode on patient rights with attorney Marcos Garza. We did an episode last week on living wills. This was on patient rights. Really important episode. A lot of it's about just patient advocacy. So I hope you guys will check that out. There's a lot of really important stuff in there. that I think everybody needs to know. So it's 20 something minutes roundabout, well worth the time. All right, is Doc ready to roll? All right, let's get it rocking. Let's see here. Goodness gracious. I did not see that green room, guys. I don't know.
Hello, Ben. I'm doing all these anti-aging treatments. Nothing's working.
Nothing's working. Well, I see a few wrinkles. You're losing your hair. Your eyesight's gone. You know, I'm gonna have to match you. You know what? I'm gonna match you guys because it is Halloween. I'm gonna match you here.
Oh, that
How do we look? That's my.
awesome.
That's
Awesome.
how I'm gonna be handing out treats, healthy treats on Thursday. Happy Halloween, everybody. We're gonna have a great episode tonight. Are you ready to get it? Can you guys hear us okay? Ivy and JC, what's up? Great to see you. Barbara, what's up? We're getting a lot of oh boys here. If you have a question, go ahead and put it in the comments. We're going to get to every single one tonight. Doc, you ready to roll? All right, here we go. This is the creatine question.
Ben, I'm gonna have to take this mask off because I can't get serious with this mask. That's the same mask I wear every year for Halloween.
Are you going to be
So-
bringing that out on Thursday?
Probably, yeah. It's a Dick Cheney mask. So yeah,
I
I thought I'd surprise you. So you don't
You-
have to wear your glasses either. You can take those off.
I was getting little. All right, now, guys, now we're ready to start the show.
Now we can
Now-
start. I hope
now-
everybody has a happy Halloween.
Now we're ready.
Got a
Happy.
good kick out of that. You have to bring some humor into medicine. If you don't, have fun.
Sometimes, golly, sometimes laughter is the best medicine. So I hope you guys.
Art Linkletter said that. Yeah. Back in the
All right,
50s.
if you got a question for Doc, go ahead and put it in the comments. We're gonna answer every question tonight. We're excited. This one's on creatine. Thank you in advance to those who send these questions in throughout the week. I have read that some people think women should have taurine with their creatine. Why would they think that? Clearly, you don't agree, as it's not in your creatine. Your creatine, I believe, has HMB in it. What added benefit would it give? So, what added benefit?
Oh, yeah.
would taurine give?
I love taurine. I just don't I don't pair it with the creatine, but it's definitely a beneficial substance. It's an unusual substance, really. And I know the report, probably whoever asked this saw, because I saw the same one in women that they don't have as much creatine or taurine in their bodies as men do. And of course, creatine you think of as a muscle builder, and it is. And the reason I pair HMB with it, hydroxymethylbutyrate, is because it's really a muscle builder as well, and it's a fat burner. Think butyrate. But anyway, I love taurine. The taurine was the big news last year when they did that large study. You can read it in, I think it's either Nature or Science. Those are two of the three journals I really trust: Nature, Science, and Cell. Those are the big journals that I follow especially for new things. But yeah, I mean, taurine is a great substance that acts differently than creatine. It's more like a repairer. It's a great antioxidant, and it's good pairing it with creatine. I have taurine in my energy formula. I just thought it paired up better with CoQ10 and PQQ, but I put a good amount of taurine in there. Anyway, in these studies, it showed that mice and monkeys, the human studies aren't out yet, it extended lifespan by about 10%. and in humans that comes out to about 8 years. So, and it probably benefits women a little bit better than it does men, but it's close. So it benefits both. It's something that through its antioxidant properties and its properties dealing with cellular senescence, it's really good. So yeah, I love taurine. That's why I put it in the energy formula. Certainly, it's a great substance to take, and so is creatine. I think every adult should be on creatine. Almost every adult. I mean, if you had severe renal disease on dialysis or something, I'd be careful with it. But creatine is just an amazing supplement that people need to take. They just don't get enough of it as adults in their food. But yeah, it's a lot of it's in red meat type things. But yeah, I agree. It's a great substance. Use both of them for sure.
All right. Great question there. I love questions that are around things that are topical, you're reading in these magazines. One, because we're probably reading the same stuff. So it's good to kind of have these conversations. Great question there. This is another great question around BHRT. Question is, can I take Shilajit if I am taking the BHRT sublingual with estrogen and progesterone? I have read about a lot of the health benefits for women taking Shilajit, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that.
I think you did pretty good on that one.
Okay,
Shilajit, yeah,
Shilajit.
Yeah, that Shilajit's an interesting compound. I don't use a lot of it at this point, but it's certainly a lot of people really espouse the benefits of it. It really comes from rocks. It comes from these rocks. I think it's over in the Himalayas in India somewhere, these black rocks. So it's really kind of like a mineral, but the main ingredient, and there's certainly no contraindication with BHRT. I don't see any reason to have a contraindication with that. They use it for totally different things. So I don't think there shouldn't be any effect either way on that. But it's the main ingredient in that Shilajit is fulvic acid, which a lot of people take as well. But it's one of those things in Ayurvedic medicine, Chinese medicine, that they've been using for centuries. And they claim it does a lot of things, and it may have some beneficial properties, like for dementia, as a mineral that can kind of help your immune system. Fulvic acid's a really interesting compound. You can really, that's a little bit more defined than the Shilajit. The thing about Shilajit, you got to make sure where you're getting it, because if you got a bad batch, you could also have lead and arsenic and some heavy metals in there that you don't want. Fulvic acid, which is the main thing in that rock, you can also get through soil. And, I think of fulvic acid as a gut binder that really helps your gut health. That's when I use it the most, and I've certainly taken it myself. So, the black rock, maybe, but there's no contraindications to it. But really, just make sure if you get it, you're getting a pure one from a reliable source. And I couldn't tell you where to get it. The other thing's you're not sure about the dose of it. So, as far as, and I haven't seen any great trials on it in any of those journals that we just talked about. There may be some, but I haven't seen any. I do have the AI app that takes me to most of the studies on about anything medically. So, but certainly if you can take it, if you want, it's not going to interfere with your BHRT for sure.
That is a great question. And I'm sorry for interrupting.
Especially if you're taking it, sublingual or through creams, you're not taking it on your stomach at the same time when you took fulvic acid. Maybe that could affect the absorption, but you're not going to take it in that form anyway. So, yeah. So good. What were you saying?
Well, I believe, I think it was Patricia who brought up fulvic acid last week. So that I only bring that up because fulvic acid has come up a couple weeks in a row, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So
Some
I'm
people
glad
say
that.
it's a great anti-aging mineral.
Mm.
So that's why a lot of people use it back in the, Indian and Chinese medicine for anti-aging properties.
All right, that is a great question, and that does it for the questions that came in throughout the week. As always, guys, if I missed it, if I missed a question you sent in, you can shoot me an email. Now I kind of got my eye on it, or just put in the comments. We're going to take live questions for the rest of
Don't
the
forget
show.
that question that somebody asked us last week,
Thank you.
because you told me that.
That question is, I'm looking at it now because I wrote it
'Cause I looked it
down.
up. I hope
The
I can
question
remember.
is, what is lactoferrin QL? What is lactoferrin QL? I got diagnosed with that last week.
Yeah, I wasn't sure the context she was asking that question in last week. But so if you had a lactoferrin QL, that's a qualitative stool test. And when it's positive, that means you have some inflammation in your gut, which is different than lactoferrin as a supplement. Lactoferrin is really, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's the thing that's in milk. Actually, it's in breast milk, colostrum. That's the main ingredient in colostrum, the first milk. And it has a lot of immunological properties as well. And the ferrin part of it comes from iron. So it's kind of an iron regulator. And it can soak up iron, especially for people that are iron deficient. But so it can be used as a supplement. But in your case, you're talking about the stool test that you had, and the lactoferrin was positive. So that means you've got inflammation in your colon for some reason. So you need to work that up, and you probably have had a colonoscopy to make sure you don't have something like celiac, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's, something like that. And maybe it's just IBS. But in any event, you definitely need to find out, and you got some gut microbiome dysfunction that you need to address. But that's one test that will indicate that you do have inflammation in your gut. So take it seriously and try to find out why, and then take the steps to maybe correct it. Maybe you can use some colostrum, or some of the things like that. But anyway, that's what that is.
Yeah, thanks, Doc, for reminding me about that. And I hope that that helps the listener from last week. It's around lactoferrin. If they're not here, we'll figure out a way to get that info to them. I hope that helps a little bit. Doc, thank you for that. All right, let's rock and roll, guys. We're going to the live questions. I see you, Melanie. Thank you for that. Linda, so many great questions already come in. I see Wayne. Keep them coming, guys. We're going to get to every single one tonight. Let's get to Rhonda over on YouTube. A friend was telling me about a drug for hormones. It's called Vezoa. Have you heard of it? And if so, what's your opinion on it? I have tried hormone creams and they make me feel weird. What's your thoughts on this?
I don't use it. Maybe one of the new ones. It's a non-hormonal treatment for menopausal symptoms. But I'll have to mark that one down. But I'm afraid to say my opinion on it because I don't use it. I'll do a little more research. Put that one down, man, and I'll research that this week.
All right, I'm gonna put that down here. That is Vezoa. Okay. All right. Thank you, Rhonda. We're going to get back to you on that. I see Robin Riddle's in here. Robin, what is going on? Real quick for Robin.
You may know what it is. Robin probably does.
Robin probably does. I'm going to put this in there because this was in we send out a weekly email every Tuesday, and we put this in there with Robin, oxytocin, the hugging hormone. This was a throwback episode of Explain This. Super fun. So if you guys
be a throwback because you had the short hair back then.
Yes, that's an easy tell that it was a throwback based on the length of my hair.
We need to have a vote on that, whether people think you should cut it
I got
that length or this length here.
I'm on the search right now. I'm getting ready to. I'm going to get a haircut here very shortly. But I'll probably
You're going to cut it very short?
Not very short. No, we still got to keep a little length right now. I want to get to this from Debbie. One, because Debbie, I believe, is in the hospital right now. Hi, team, still in the hospital after severe DKA episode. Looking forward to just listening today. And I think there's a question, Debbie, if I can find it. One, we're thinking about you, and thank you for being here. Let's get this real quick for Debbie. It's early Wednesday morning for her. Any suggestion to help boost my system? 2 weeks in ICU and now a week in ward and home tomorrow after DKA. Feeling quite weak. What's your thoughts
So you are
for
feeling
Debbie?
weak. Well, I don't know if you're a new onset type 1 or if you've been a type 1 diabetic for a long time. There's a difference. So I'd like to know what sent you into DKA. We had a very, very good friend and patient who went into DKA a couple of weeks ago, new type 1. And we're seeing more type 1s. And DKA will really shake you to your core. It really will. I mean, it depletes your electrolytes, your minerals, and especially if you were completely normal and healthy and went in and spent 2 weeks in the ICU, and just, laying around, you'd feel weak as water anyway. So you need to get up and move. Hopefully your sugars are regulated, and you've cleared your ketones and everything's cool there, but it's going to be an adjustment period. And it must have been pretty severe for you to be in the ICU for 2 weeks. That must have been a severe case of DKA. It could throw your, like your bicarbonate levels off. You get very acidic. That's a tough little gig. I'm glad you've come through it. I'd be interested if that was a new onset type 1 or you've had it. And what caused
I think she's had it. I think she's had it.
Yeah, most likely. But yeah, I just wonder what threw you into it. If your insulin you had some bad insulin or something. What you really need to do is talk to Andy about it. He's really, being a type 1, he's really good with that kind of thing. But gosh, your diet is always number one, along with a good regimen of your insulin. And again, I would probably talk to Andy because there's different forms of insulin that he likes and some forms he just doesn't like. He doesn't like the 80-20 a whole lot, but gosh, it's hard to say. I would certainly, get back on D with K. That'd be a suggestion. I'd get on CoQ10. I'd move around. I certainly keep a close eye on my lab work. Really, really interesting why you're in there for that long and why it was that tough. That's a good case. I don't know what went wrong that sent you into DKA if you had been fairly well controlled on your diabetes. So, it'd be interesting to know the details. If you live in in our area where we have clinics, you might want to come talk to Andy about it.
Debbie's in Australia. She's in Queensland.
Yeah.
And what we'll do, Debbie, is keep us posted and maybe a little more context, and hopefully we can help out a little bit. But number one is we're so thankful and grateful that you're getting ready to be on your way home. That is a huge blessing.
We really, you're only listener from Australia, so we got to take care of you. What y'all do is give a summary of what happened, and Ben will show it to Andy with any suggestions and clues as to what sent you into DKA.
I'll tell you
how many times you've been in it. It's not fun.
Debbie, and this will help me with Linda as well. I see Linda's asking about the email. Shoot me an email, Debbie, ben@performancemedicine.net. And that's the same, Linda, with, if you do want a question to be sent for the first part of the show, shoot questions to ben@performancemedicine.net. And Debbie, if you want to give us a little context too, shoot me an email. I'm going to keep going here. Thank you, Debbie, for being here and and I look forward to hearing you through email here soon. Okay, let's go. This is for the question around Vazoa. Thank you, Robin, for helping us out with this. It's an NK3 receptor antagonist, non-hormonal help for hot flashes. And then Robin is saying it works on the hypothalamus to block the ability to trigger hot flashes. Haven't used it, but it won't carry the benefits that BHRT gives.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't know why you felt weird on the BHRT, but I figured that was one of the newer non-hormonal treatments for menopausal symptoms. But yeah, maybe you just didn't have the right combination, or it's just, odd that you'd feel weird on it. But yeah, if you can't take hormones for some reason, it may help your hot flashes, but it's certainly, like Robin said, it's not going to give you any of the other benefits of hormone treatment.
Rhonda, I hope that helps a little bit. Robin, thank you so much for the comment there. Let's go to, I'm seeing my, where's my next question? Believe it was from, Edna. Thank you, Edna. Is it okay to take ivermectin with Flomax?
Sure. I don't see any contraindication with that.
All right. I hope that helps, Edna. Thank you for that. Let's get to D. Lynn. There we go. As you may know, I help take care of the elderly in their home. I currently have an 88-year-old male who has neuropathy in his hands. Both are numb, making it difficult with the simplest tasks like feeding himself and even putting his hearing aids in. He takes gabapentin. Any suggestions for this elderly patient?
Yeah, I don't know why he has the neuropathy. Is he a diabetic? Does he have brain problems? Does he have spinal problems? It's hard to say. He could just have a carpal tunnel in both his hands, which is a compressed median nerve. But yeah, gabapentin's the most common drug that they use for neuropathy. It sounds like it's pretty severe if he has a lot of motor dysfunction with it too. Sometimes I'll use B6. Don't take more than 100, take between 50 and 100 milligrams of it. But yeah, if you can certainly treat the cause of what's causing neuropathy, but sometimes we don't know. It's just hard to, if it's a compressed nerve, it can be fixed. If it's more of a systemic disease as a result of something like MS or diabetes, getting better control of the cause is going to be better. But that's a toughie. I don't know the age or the other concurrent diagnosis he has, but that's a toughie. That's a real toughie, because if it goes for so long, it's hard to get back. I would say there are physical therapists who just do hands. That's all they do. Physical therapy for hands. So I'd get a specialist in there and find out. Try to work with him on strength.
D. Lynn, thank you so much for sending in that question for your friend there. I hope that helps a little bit. I'm going to put this up from Coal Miner's Daughter. One, just because I appreciate you watching. Thoroughly enjoy the patient rights video today. Super important stuff. I agree.
Oh, good.
Very important.
That was a great episode with
a huge shout out to Marcos there. All right, let's keep going. Thank you, D. Lynn. Let's go to Linda. What do you think about Super Beats gummies? Any certain brand you like?
I'm not a favorite of any brand, but yeah, I like the Super Beats. They're great for nitric oxide release. They're legal for athletes, I think. But yeah, they give you a certain performance advantage. I do like them. I can't think of any particular brand that comes to mind, but I wonder if you could give those out for Halloween, Ben. Probably not. I don't think I'd give those to the kids. I just don't think I would.
I don't know if that'd be appreciated
I don't think it would.
as much. Thank you, Linda, for that
Well,
question.
I do like the beetroot juice. You know, they probably taste better than the beetroot juice, but I'm all for it for nitric oxide release.
Real quick,
Vasodilatation.
I'm gonna we have a few people with us on Instagram. I am looking at your comments, so if you have questions, put them in the comments. I got my eye on everything here. I can't put it up on screen, but I'll be able to verbalize it to Doc. I'm gonna go to my brother Steve. Is asking, do you take the concentrated creatine or the bulk form?
Just take the powder. You know, it's 5 grams, which is a good dose. You don't need to load up on creatine like some people think you do. But yeah, I just take the powder. It's a very small amount. It's not. Just get it. Like I say, we have it made, and we add HMB in ours, so it's a tiny little scoop. So it's in powder form though.
Thank you, Steve, for that question. I'm seeing here. Did I miss somebody? I see Jasmine's in here. Jasmine, what is going on? Great to see you, our esthetician over in the West Knoxville office. Thank you for being with us tonight. Let's see here. Let's get to Melanie. Great question, Melanie. What is the main cause of kidney stones? Great question.
The main cause of kidney stones is that you've done something wrong, and you know it's like you're being paid back for your sins. I'm kidding, Melanie. Yeah, they're like a curse, though. They really are like a curse. You haven't done anything wrong. But most of them, that's a great question. And we live in the kidney stone belt in the South because of dehydration. It gets hot. You know, the urologists love it because they make a lot of money from kidney stones. They love it and they hate it because they're hard to deal with. But dehydration can certainly be the cause. And most of the stones, if you do pass one, make sure you save it and have it analyzed. That's why you should strain your urine. Most of them are calcium oxalate. So, you know, eating a diet high in oxalates can cause it for some people. They tend to run in families. And so that's one thing. But oxalates is, you can go to one of my podcasts on oxalates, because there's a lot of health foods that have a ton of oxalates in them that certain people should not eat, including you if you're having kidney stones. For example, spinach is very high in oxalates. What you think of as a great health food, maybe not for you. Almonds are high in it. But go in and look at my little, just Google Dr. Rogers talking about oxalates. And get on a low oxalate diet in your case, and drink a lot of water for sure. And hopefully you'll pass it and won't have a problem with it. But, you know, if you don't pass them, then, you know, we need to know it, because it can cause a hydronephrosis, you know, and very large kidney. You can damage your kidney from it. So keep a close eye on that, and, you know, let us know if we can help you out with that in any way. Drink a lot of water. Hopefully it's small enough to pass.
Melanie, I hope that helps a little bit. That is no fun at all. Let's see where I'm at. I think I lost my place here. Where was that question? Shoot, I'm sorry. I am finding it. And here we go. Let's get to Patricia. Thank you, Patricia. My daughter was diagnosed with parathyroid and was told to take a vitamin D supplement to treat it. I'm hypothyroid and wanted to know what the differences are between the two. So between a parathyroid and hypothyroid.
Yeah, that's two completely different things. I don't know if your daughter had hyperparathyroidism, but your parathyroids are 4 tiny little glands that sit 2 above on your thyroid and 2 below. Your parathyroids regulate your calcium metabolism. So another possible cause of kidney stones, talking about that. But so if she had a really high calcium, or if she had a low calcium, it needs to be addressed, because if it gets on either side, it can be caused by an adenoma, which is a benign growth that can cause severe hyperparathyroidism that can cause arrhythmias and that type of thing. So vitamin D, it needs to be worked up a little bit more so than that, I would think. I don't think vitamin D is going to cure the parathyroid problem. So, find a doctor who knows a lot about endocrine things like that. At least check a parathyroid hormone and have it scanned.
So it seems it was a calcium supplement versus the vitamin D supplement.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, so she must have hypoparathyroidism. Still need to find, the cause of it. So, definitely check a parathyroid hormone. It's a simple blood test. So hopefully she just had a little underactive parathyroid gland, and maybe they did just treat it with calcium. But it's really interesting. It just makes sure they keep an eye on it, and that the serum calcium levels don't get too far on either side. But yeah, interesting. Interesting case. Needs to be worked up.
Thank you so much, Patricia, for putting that in there. For your daughter there, I see Raleigh's in there over on Instagram. Huge shout out to Raleigh. I'm a Go Mavs. And I'm
Is Raleigh guy has a ring from the Mavs?
Has a ring. He has a ring. We're going to be watching tonight.
He's the only NBA guy that's on here tonight, isn't he? Only NBA guy with a ring. There's probably other NBA superstars watching tonight because of performance medicine. They like that performance, but he's probably the only one with a ring that's in here tonight.
There's zero doubt. Raleigh, we love you, brother. I'll see you here shortly. Okay, let's go to Wayne over on Facebook. I would love your thoughts on DHEA. It put me in AFib. I cut back amount and it didn't happen anymore. Okay, so thoughts on DHEA?
Yeah, some people may overdo the DHEA. I don't like to use huge doses of DHEA. I take 15 milligram, and I've taken 25 before. But follow your levels. Certainly, it's an adrenal hormone. So if you took too much of it, you could throw yourself into overdrive. And that sounds like it happened to you. So, check your levels. We check a level called a DHEA/S, and look at all your other hormones as well. And gosh, we're seeing a lot of AFib. Very few are caused by DHEA, but it makes me think you may have a cortisol problem. So certainly check your cortisol levels as well. But I see a lot of endurance athletes coming down with AFib, and a lot of people with sleep apnea coming down with that. So make sure it's not anything else that's causing it. And certainly, AFib can cause strokes because of blood clots in your heart. So usually we order an echocardiogram, put you on a blood thinner. But that's another reason to take an aspirin every day. But and get yourself an Apple Watch that way it can tell you if you're an AFib or not. But many people have come and say, this new watch says I'm an AFib. I listen to them and they're an AFib. So it's important to know. And most atrial fibrillation is paroxysmal, meaning it comes and goes and you're not even aware of it. Sometimes if you get sustained tachycardia, then you will know it. You'll know up in the ER. But so, if you check your levels, if you do use it for some reason you want to use it, personally, if I thought that caused it, I wouldn't take any DHEA. It's not on my list of essential, you have to have hormones. And certainly in men, it doesn't really pop your T level up anyway. In women, it may a little bit. For women that don't like the effects of testosterone, I'll put them on a little DHEA at low dose. I don't go over 15 in women, but I've seen people come in there on 100 milligrams of it. Plain DHEA, not the keto DHEA. So be careful with it, what I'm saying. Make sure you don't get any more AFib.
Wayne, does that help? It's such a great question, and want to make sure that that helped a little bit. Doc, thank you so much for that answer. I'm going to put this up from Carter. One, because I had this same sweatshirt on today as well, and I changed. I should not have changed. I should have kept the kept the sweatshirt on.
Yeah, I do like this sweatshirt. You know,
It's the best. It's the best.
it's more. It's not as gray as Carter's is, but I like this gray.
I love it. Thank you, Carter, for that. Okay, Wayne. Thank you. Thank you, Wayne. All right, let's keep going here. Thank you, Katie, for helping Jody out with the methylene blue, and Melanie as well. Yes, that can help with the kidney stones.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep moving. Thank you guys for all the questions. We're going to get to every single one. If I can hopefully not miss any. I see Lisa's in here. Lisa had the question last week around, so we answered this right at the beginning, Lisa, around lactoferrin. Can you give Lisa kind of the quick summary?
Too late, Lisa. Too late. I've already talked about it.
Come on, Lisa.
Lisa, come on. If you don't tune in right at 7, you're going to miss a lot of information. You may have to hit playback. Yeah, as I'll make a shortened version because we go back and listen to my explanation at the first of this podcast. But yeah, you had that lactoferrin qualitative stool test is what you had.
Mm-hmm.
And it indicates if it's positive, you've got some inflammation in your colon. So you probably had a colonoscopy. If you hadn't, you need to get one. You need to look at your gut microbiome as well. And because something's off, but you want to make sure you don't have any of the more serious inflammatory bowel diseases like ulcerative colitis, stuff like that. But you can also see it, sometimes in just IBS, and it's not as inflamed as one of the more inflammatory bowel conditions. But certainly it's an indication that you've got some inflammation going on there, and you need to find out about your gut microbiome and do some things for it. Maybe including colostrum, which is lactoferrin is the main ingredient in colostrum. So sometimes we use it to calm things down as well. But the fact that it's in your stool positive means you're inflamed in your colon. So get a good GI workup. You may want to get a GI map as well to look at your gut microbiome and see if you have any other markers like, any of the calprotect and zonulin, things like that. But yeah, work that up and make sure to get that gut straightened out. Because if you don't, it's going to cause other things. So get it straight. Go to a good GI doctor who can know about it and get a colonoscopy done, and then go to a integrated medical doctor who knows about gut health.
Lisa, I hope that helps. And also, if you want to listen at the beginning, it's right around minute 10 or so. Doc goes into a little more detail. So I hope that helps a little bit. Let's go back to YouTube. And this is Beta here. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Thank you so much for being here. Could you advise the approach for stage 4 breast cancer with metastasis in bones and lymph nodes? Ivermectin, mebendazole, vitamin C IV, methylene blue, and others. Dosages. Any thoughts around this for Beta here?
Yeah, it's different for different people, but I certainly, in addition to the traditional approach, I certainly would add all those. Fenbendazole is the more practical one to use. Mebendazole is the human form. Fenbendazole is so similar; it works the same and it's affordable and it's over the counter. Mebendazole is extremely expensive. So look up Fenben. Go to some of my podcasts that I've done on fenbendazole. And certainly a lot of times with I'd probably add ivermectin in there too. They're both antiparasitics. Sometimes
for context, I'm going to put this up here, Doc, for context for Beta here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope you're responding, but certainly I'm a big believer in IV vitamin C. The dose, you get a G6PD blood test first, and then I start usually 25,000 milligrams, and sometimes go to 75. Methylene blue, I'd be taking 32 milligrams a day. Start at 16. Fenbin, I'd probably take 222 starting out 6 days a week, and I'd go on up from that. I had a good conversation with Dr. Bolton today about that. He's the guy I do a podcast with that took it for his esophageal cancer. Curcumin, I mean, there's going to be a whole approach to what you do. Certainly, I would also take CBD. I would get on a keto diet. But yeah, it sounds like, you need to, in addition to your oncologist, who's hopefully open to some of this stuff, get a functional medicine doctor that does some of the alternative treatments as well. But I'd certainly jump on it. I'd certainly get on a ketogenic diet ASAP, and the Fenbin for sure.
And for Beta here, if you search for fenbendazole on YouTube, fenbendazole Tom Rogers or fenbendazole Performance Medicine, there's 2 videos with Dr. Bolton that are really good. He gives a lot of great resources as well.
And also, I would take 10 to 20 milligrams of melatonin at night. Not to sleep, but for anti-cancer properties. But yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Keeping our prayers.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being here, Beta. Please check out those videos. Again, you can find those on the YouTube channel. Fenbendazole Performance Medicine should find it for you. Okay, let's go to Linda here. What's good for cholesterol besides fish oil and krill oil?
Well, those actually aren't really for cholesterol. Those are more for triglycerides. They're not going to affect your cholesterol much. My favorite, of course, is berberine. I like garlic extract, aged. I like hawthorn, red yeast rice. Sometimes I use that. It's kind of a natural statin. Yeah, those are the main ones that I use for that. There's some others, but I've had pretty good luck with that. And again, make sure that you really have a cholesterol problem. You may not. I mean, you need to get something like a Cleveland Heart Panel or Berkeley that looks at the particle size of your LDL, the oxidation rates, the ApoB, the LP little a. You need to go in a little more detail with it. Just because your cholesterol is 250 doesn't mean anything. And get a CT calcium score and see what your heart looks like.
And one other thing I'll point Linda to is Robin Riddle didn't explain this episode on cholesterol. She goes into detail as far as like what an integrative approach to cholesterol is. I would definitely check that out. If you do Robin Riddle cholesterol Robin Riddle on YouTube, we'll find it. Thank you so much, Linda. I hope that helps. Doc, you're not going to like this. Motaz was late again. I mean,
Motaz. He's probably working.
He's probably working
late. He's probably working 8 o'clock at night.
Motaz, we love you, man. Thank you so much for being here. It means the world to us. I don't care if you show up at 7:59.
We don't care.
We don't care. We love you, man. All right, let's keep moving. Let's go to Linda on YouTube. I think I missed one. There we go. And Roel, I got you. I got you on the next one, Roel. I'm in stage 3 RF, which I swear was caused by metformin. How should I manage this condition? I have not seen a urologist, and I think am I missing part of your question there, Linda? I'm not seeing the rest of it, Linda. What's your thoughts on this one for Linda here?
Yeah, you definitely don't need to see a urologist. If anything, a nephrologist. There's 2 different types of doctors. Stage 3 renal failure, which is common. It's not a freak out thing for sure. A lot of times it's caused by high blood pressure through the years. Sometimes it's caused by things like, well, metformin. You think about medicines, and metformin is one that if your creatinine levels above a certain level, like 1.5, you should never use it. So that is possible. But the other thing that can cause it's overuse of non-steroidal anti-inflammatories like Motrin and Advil, Naproxen, Aleve, that type, Mobic, that type thing. So cut that out for sure. And you probably want to touch base with a nephrologist, a kidney specialist. A urologist is more of a surgical type, kidney stones. You need surgery. You have a big prostate, and they're good. They're good too with that. But the nephrologist is the one you need to see for that.
Mm.
You know, it's not a surgical type thing.
Mm.
So take that under advisement, but don't freak out. You know, but certainly look at your medicines and all. But it's possible that could have caused it.
Thank you, Linda, for putting that in. I hope that helps a little bit.
That's one reason I use berberine more than I use metformin.
That's interesting. I did not realize that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for putting that in there, Linda. Okay, let's keep going here. I love this from Tom. I love Amber's description of the lipid breakdown. You have a lot of garbage, but a lot of garbage men to clean it up. That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's
that.
Yeah, that's what those lipoproteins do. They transfer it to the liver.
Yeah.
And get rid of it. But,
and Motaz is literally still working. I love it, man.
I believe it. I told you when you did your consult the other day, don't overwork.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank you, Motaz, for being
You're
here.
not going to get to the end of your life, Motaz, and say, I wish I'd spent more time at the office, are you?
Let's get to Mark here. Mark, thank you for being here, my man.
Motaz, you missed my introduction too, because I had a mask on. I had an aging mask on.
I see.
It's like it's what I'm going to look like in 20 years, probably. I hope I don't look like that.
My sister Kelly's in here. She wants you to put your mask back on. I see it over on Instagram.
I'll do it at the very end of the show. Hopefully it'll be coming close to it, because I'm losing my buzz, to be honest with you. I'll put it on at the end because I want Motaz to see it as well. And Kelly, she's seen it. Kelly got me that mask.
Kelly and Motaz, stick around. We're going to get to the mask here shortly.
It's what you will look like if you don't follow my anti-aging formula for your life.
I love it. All right, let's get to Mark's question.
Especially like a political character, if you recognize who it is, because it is an actual person, a political person.
I've seen in the comments there's people who know. The question from Mark is the after effects of Hurricane Helene contributing to the development of antibiotic-resistant infections, soon the development of respiratory illnesses, along with proliferating molds and bacteria spreading beyond the region. Any thought on what to be on the lookout for in regards to this?
A lot of mold, all that water. Yeah, those people that are in these areas that were decimated, that have to clean all the muck out of their houses, are really at danger. And they don't even have water. I talked to somebody that came to my office from Avery County yesterday. They've been without water for weeks up there. They're having to ship it in. So it's really a bad situation. You're right. There's going to be a lot of sequelae, consequences down the line from this. A lot of illness. Well, I see a lot of respiratory things. Those people really need to get clean, get fresh air, get out of the moldy environment. Do any detox they can. It's tough. It's tough. You're going to see a lot of respiratory illnesses.
Mark, thank you for putting this in there. This is something we're going to be, talking a lot about, I'm sure, over the next weeks and months. So thank you for putting this in there. I want to get to Roel. Thank you, Roel, for being patient with me. Doctor, on my TRT journey, this is a comment. That's awesome. Doctor, on my TRT journey, I donated blood and actually feel better. Tomorrow, going to do my blood work to check my levels again.
Yeah.
Roel, that's awesome. And real quick, Doc, can you, for the people who don't know what Roel's talking about, when do they need to donate blood when they're on hormones?
That's one thing about hormones with testosterone. It's very, very safe. But you have to look at a couple things in particular. One is your red blood cell count, and because it can pop it up a little bit, which is usually a good thing. It makes your blood deliver more energy to your organs and your muscles. But it can get too thick, and you need to donate blood. You don't want sludgy blood. If you notice yourself getting a red face, that's the sign. We talked about it last week. So certainly the idea is to donate blood. It's actually good for you to donate blood. The other thing, watch out for your estrogen levels. They can pop up a little bit too. But probably 5% of my patients have to donate blood. I see a lot of TRT patients. Back in the old days, that's the only way that you got better from any illness was, bloodletting, putting a leech on your just bloodletting. So you will feel way better. You get some of that thick blood out of your system. Good. That's something you really need to keep an eye on. There's so much misinformation about, testosterone. I had a guy today that told me that he got all worried for some reason because his blood popped up. His blood was thick, so he went to a hematologist, hematology oncology, and the hematologist said, "You're poisoning your system with that testosterone," which was the dumbest statement I've ever heard. He obviously doesn't know anything about hormone replacement therapy, but certainly testosterone can cause it. You need to donate blood, but you're certainly not poisoning your system with it. That was an idiotic statement by that hematologist, in my opinion. But you do have to keep an eye on it, certainly.
Yeah.
But a lot of people just have this information about how you regulate hormones. Certainly, you need to do it with somebody who knows what they're doing. But
Roel, thank you for keeping us posted on that. I'm so pumped about that. I'm seeing a huge success story here over on YouTube. I'm going to put this up for Jordan. Jordan, thank you so much for sharing. Update on my sugar that was over 400 back in August. I've maintained a keto/carnivore diet. I'm down almost 40 pounds, and my unmedicated blood sugar is staying in the range of 90 to 110. It's incredible. I've got 100 pounds to go, and I began lifting 3 days a week.
That's awesome. That is a good success story. You really
That's incredible.
Have the knowledge and motivation to do that. Congratulations.
Jordan, thank you so much for sharing, man. That's incredible. Keep it up and keep us posted. That's so cool. Thank you so much. All right. I think a Mediterranean diet. I see you. Thank you so much. I agree. Fasting for 24 hours once a week is excellent. I've had a buddy of mine consistently do that, and he's felt amazing. So thank you for putting this in there. It's a great little comment. Doc, anything to add here? How do you think we did?
I think you did great. I think it was a fun night. It's a fun night. We're getting ready for Halloween. I just started thinking next Tuesday night's election night. Are we going to do this on election night?
Is it? Oh man, we might have to. What we might do, guys, stay posted. Stay on our socials. We'll keep you posted on when we will.
Let's do it. Let's do it, and we'll keep you updated on the election results.
No, don't.
Let's don't get into that.
Thank you, Tom.
I'm glad this guy is not running this year. As a matter of fact, if anybody can guess who this is my mask. You may get some kind of award or something.
Oh, thank you. Hold on real quick. I got to put this up for Kelly's on here live as well. Thank you, Carter. We do have a live event going on tomorrow in the Johnson City office. It is our haunted house. You can check that out from 9 to 5. We're running specials. A lot of cool stuff happening over there with our aesthetics department in the Johnson City office. Thank you, Carter, for the reminder. You can see some of those specials they are running. If you want to call an RSVP, it seems we need to do that. 423-328-3386. I love that. I love that. Thank you guys so much. It's amazing here. I'm super pumped for the event tomorrow. Let's see here where we at. There we go. Oh, there we whoa.
I do
My
not want
time-
to go into that Michael Myers chamber. That sounds horrible.
So you can see we got Dick Cheney over here. I
You won't
love
believe
it.
this, man, but that guy that played Michael Myers in that horror flick lives in Kingsport.
Really?
Yeah, he does.
No.
Yeah,
In
he
the
does. No
in
kidding.
in the first Halloween?
The actor, yeah.
No kidding.
hmm
That's incredible. I watched that actually for the first time last Halloween, the movie Halloween. I thought it was incredible. Carter's giving us a spooky 10. And that is, yes, that would be Cheney, Motaz.
Dick Cheney, don't trust that man with a gun
Gosh.
or a rifle for sure. He'll shoot you in the back.
Guys, I'm going to put this up too, because I think this is a really cool episode from Lucas. The latest episode of Dive Into Die is on serapeptase. The reason I bring this up is Lucas is actually experimenting with serapeptase as we speak for his sinuses. So really cool episode from him. Thank you for doing that with us, Lucas. And there we go.
Can anybody guess what kind of guitar this is? If anybody can guess this, oh, I almost showed the label. But if anybody can guess this, it is a vintage guitar. Dick Cheney probably does not play it, but if anybody guesses what exact model that is, we're going to send them something. Okay.
We need a model. I will be monitoring the comments. See if we can find the model of that guitar. We'll figure out something fun to do. Guys, we're getting so many good comments. Thank y'all so much. Look at Steve. I don't want to say this out loud, Steve. But I think Doc can read it. Can you read that? All right, Pop. I appreciate you, man. What a show.
Yeah,
you guys are the best. Happy Halloween, everybody. I hope you guys have a blast on Thursday. And we will keep you guys posted with where we're at, with what day we'll do the show. We will be doing the show next week. Most likely will not be on Tuesday, but we'll keep you posted. And Beat, I'm gonna keep that. Thank you. Okay, I got that for next week there, Beta. And you can email me, Beta, ben@performancemedicine.net, and that's for Linda too. Anybody that has a question that wants to be put on the show at the beginning of the show, ben@performancemedicine.net. All right, we ready to roll? Thank you, guys. We love you. Thank you to all of our team. You guys are amazing. Thank y'all for being here tonight. As always, we love you. And I'm looking for my outro, and then we're going to be back next week. Stay tuned, guys. We will be back next week answering your health and wellness questions. Pop, I love you, man.
Love you, man.
Don't go away.